Well, that was complicated. Hello, Spruce Society. Um, I'm I'm Dr. Brandy Leverance. My friends call me Brandy. I was having a little bit of difficulty trying to set up Facebook Live. Um, so yeah, that was fun. I'm so glad to be here. Okay, good. We're over there. So please forgive me if I don't read the comments just yet, but if you're here, say hi. I do tend to I am one of those people that get distracted and I like to focus on the topic at hand. But this is my first time introducing myself here in the Spruce Society, and I'm so excited to be here. My husband and I are both chiropractors. We are in Port Huron, Michigan. I currently spend most of my time when I am in the office muscle testing and supporting my patients with nutrition and essential oils and whatever I can do to kind of help support them any which way they're not finding answers. So I'm kind of like their detective. You'll also find me at home most of the time, homeschooling my younger two. My other four, yes, I have six daughters, have gone off to college. So we've kind of homeschooled them all the way through, and just so excited to see that they're. I have one that's graduated with her Doctor of Chiropractic, one that's in Doctor of Chiropractic school. And then a couple of them in middle college, finishing that up. So it's so fun. I have a first grader that I'm starting this year and a ninth grader. So we're all over the place. But yeah, I've been with Young Living since 2015. I'm currently a silver leader, and oils are like my go-to for everything. And I don't know if anybody else has that same problem or solution, but I'm so thankful that we have Young Living in our lives and we've been able to use them. So like I said, I have six girls in my home. We have from the ages 6 to 24. So hormones are huge. They're like a big rage in our house, right? My husband calls it the estrogen farm. So again, we've been playing with essential oils and supplements for the last 7 years. I'm doing my math correctly, yes. So again, today I'm going to talk a little bit about five of my favorite ones, but honestly, you're going to hear more than five. So please forgive me. I was asked to speak for like 5 to 10 minutes, and my jaw dropped because I'm like, I've never spoken 5-10 minutes. So let's see how we can do. So that's why I took notes to make sure that I can try to stay on task so that I'm not keeping you here all day. Not going to be very sciencey. Yes, I may be a doctor of chiropractic, but I'm again a mom. I speak normal language. I research. I do not know everything. I am not diagnosing anybody or treating anybody on here. I'm supporting my family, and then I'm going to share my stories on what has helped us, what has helped me, what I've seen sometimes even with some of my patients, like what maybe popped up. But I like to keep it personal because I like to be the product of the product. So that's kind of what you're going to hear from me today. All right, so even my husband, who's outnumbered, to keep the topic of happy hormones, he too will grab oils on a regular basis to make sure that he's keeping things, keeping his testosterone strong, his mind stable, and just overall feeling more grounded. So my husband grabs Mister quite a bit. Mister is such a good manly oil. He puts that on his neck every morning, every night. I mean, man, when your husband takes a shower, comes in, puts his oils on, I know y'all appreciate it too. They just smell so good. And Mister on one guy does not smell the same as a Mister on another guy. So there's just something about our guys putting Mister on. He also grabs Northern Lights Black Spruce and also puts it on his neck, kind of just tell him, put it on like a cologne, honey. And that's how he's always done it, just to keep him grounded and bold in who he is. So we love that. And, throughout the day, taking care of all of us girls, he needs to go to bed with his Tranquil. So my husband has a bottle of Tranquil roll-on right by his bed at night. He's rolling that down his neck, trying to wind down, shut out the brain, and just tap out of everything because he's taking care of all of us. And he's a full-time chiropractor, so he's taking care of quite a bit more than just us. So that is like a little bit of my manliness and the happy hormones. But let's get into some of my favorite oils that I use for happy hormones for the month. There's no special order. I'm not very systemic. Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm going to share stories. So that's where this is going to come from. So I'm praying that with what I'm sharing tonight or today, you guys will be able to just take a little snippet and be like, oh, like I haven't thought about that, or maybe so-and-so can use that, or maybe that oil's for me. So the first one I want to talk about is the progesterone or progestin serum. This has had such a big impact on my hormones, especially when I was trying to conceive my last daughter. I was 38 years old and things weren't going well. Like, it took so long to conceive. And yes, it was a 7 years between my fifth child and my sixth child. And then I'm thinking, am I broken? No, my body was stressed out. I was a little older, and I was so thankful that Young Living came into our life, because I grabbed this progestin, started using it, and did not have a problem after that. Maintaining my pregnancy. I used it all the way up to like the 4th and the 5th month. And I've even done that for a lot of my patients where I'm like, grab progestins. It's just is supportive to our mind, our body. And I used it a lot over my lower abdomen, my lower back, wherever I felt like I just needed to support it. But I rubbed it on every day. Currently, it's still my happy oil, and you don't have to be trying to conceive a child to be using progestin. So we use it all the way through, as we get older, as we start to even get into menopause. There's certain times we just need that happy oil, and progestin, again, is a happy, relaxing, calming oil in that way. So again, I like to use it on my neck at night time to really kind of just support my hormones, my skin, because it's got so many good oils in it, like the frankincense, which is great for fine lines and aging skin and stuff. So some of the areas that you can use progestins would be, again, like on the neck, on the thighs, anywhere you think, lower abdomen, you can put it on there. But again, I do like to use it whenever I know that my emotions are a little over stressful, or maybe I'm after, like, I'm still, for women that are still cycling, usually after you've ovulated, there in that last 2 weeks is a really good time that we might need to grab some more progestins plus and just use it, because our hormones need it. So again, that's when I'm going to be using it more, because that's when I'm trying to support those crazy cycles. That's when the progesterone in the body naturally goes up. And again, we're just trying to keep homeostasis in the body, and using essential oils and supplements kind of help us do that, helps homeostasis so that the body knows what to do. So again, that's why I love using oils. Progestins is formulated with wild yam extract. It's got vitamin E in it. Again, like I said, it's great for healthy skin because of the frankincense oil that's in there. So it really smooths the fine lines and appearance. Again, but don't apply it too much, like 1 or 2 drops a couple times a day is all you really need. Don't go overboard it on it, because of you don't need a lot of wild yam. So again, you can get too much, but again, it's our happy oil. Majority of the time, my kids aren't needing it, but as my older daughter, who's 24, she's starting to need it because of the stress that she's been on in her body. And again, when she's trying to, at some point, not yet, conceive, it's something that we want to keep our hormones happy. So progestin serum is so good, such a beautiful oil that we all should have in our arsenal. The next one that has been a really impact in my home, remember, 4 girls, a lot of teenagers, we've been through them all, is Dragon Time. So Dragon Time is this beautiful green bottle, and it comes, it's one of those ones when you're like, your daughter or son, because I've used it on boys too. I've had patients that come in and their moms are like, he's angry all the time. So yes, when there's like an angry emotion and they're going through some hormonal stress, Dragon Time is for that anger emotion. So pull it out when they are breathing fire out of their mouth. Everything that comes out, you're like, man, you need to chill out a little bit. So Dragon Time is great for that. Majority of the time, like when we first started using Dragon Time, my daughter, whoever needed it at that time, I didn't care where they were, if they were cycling, not cycling, I had it on them, and I would have them use it, like even on their abdomen, on their neck, on their wrist, wherever they needed it, just so they could smell it. And it made such a big difference. So they would be on it maybe for a couple weeks in a row. But then now when I'm looking at our monthly cycle and my daughters, if they're, if they're needing support during their cycle, we're going to grab it a couple days before the cycle, or maybe even the day of the cycle start, because it does just kind of help cool off and just kind of help everything go in a normal way so that we're not in any discomfort. So love Dragon Time on the lower abdomen during those couple days in their cycle. And if they're eating well, drinking well, they shouldn't have any issues. So again, when they're having trouble and they're having discomfort, you want to be able to grab them something and help their body, again, adapt. And Dragon Time has those oils in there that really just feed the whole endocrine system in that way. So again, we will grab it. Even when my youngest was 2 years old, she was a fan because there was a time where she was breathing fire, and I'm like, I think she might need Dragon Time. So again, you can put it in the diffuser for the little ones. You can just rub it on their feet. Again, you can put it on like a little perfume. It doesn't have to be anywhere special. The body knows where to put it. So again, if you're like, what do you mean put it here, put it there? Honestly, smell it, put it on, open up the bottle. The body will deal with it because the oils are so movable and living that they figure out where to go. Dragon Time has fennel, clary, marjoram, lavender, blue yarrow, and jasmine in it. So it's such a beautiful oil and a good one. And I've actually grabbed this one too on women in their 40s. You know, sometimes they're just like their life, they're just like there's so much they're dealing with, and I'm like, they can benefit from this too. So even the younger, it's not just our younger teenagers or younger kids that are having premenstrual issues, right? Sometimes, you know, just as women, we're dealing with a lot of emotions, and Dragon Time might be that, you know, if we're dealing with anger emotion, we're not letting go, Dragon Time might be the one you're going to grab. So that's my story on that. The next one would be EndoFlex. We've talked about, if you saw Heather's post today, she posted on EndoFlex. Love EndoFlex. Like you said, we have our roller already put together. But EndoFlex has been great to support us during our busy schedules. You know, if it's college or homeschooling or business, it's, you know, or weddings, like we just had a wedding and we have another wedding coming up. There's a lot of stress going on with school starting back up. So again, we grab EndoFlex, and the majority of the time I will have even my patients, when they need EndoFlex, use it on their inside ankles. So if it's women, majority of the time it's like their right ankle. Sometimes it's both inside ankles. Again, that's a Vita Reflex that'll help support the whole endocrine system. So I love rubbing it on the feet. Even I've had little people, you know, that were still nursing off mom, that would have, like, mom would need EndoFlex on her ankle, and then the little one would need EndoFlex on their ankle too. So again, it can be topically applied that way. Use the VitaFlex charts to kind of know where you want to put your oils. Knowing that EndoFlex, like endocrine, supports the whole endocrine hormone system of the body, and just again helps it flex. So I love EndoFlex for that. Again, we'll add it sometimes depending on what's going on over our lower belly, on our neck, especially over our mid back, which is your adrenal area. Really nice when you add it with nutmeg. It just really warms up and supports those adrenals when you're using that on a daily basis when there's just a lot going on, right? I also like adding orange oil with nutmeg or EndoFlex for the adrenals. Again, our adrenals really need vitamin C, and then whenever I'm looking at an orange oil, I'm thinking vitamin C benefits, right? So again, it's crazy how the oils, the smells not only support us, but topically putting them on organs kind of really increase the frequency of those organs, and the body just adapts and knows exactly what to do. So that's my sciencey term of what's going on. Again, EndoFlex is a blend. It has sage, geranium, myrtle, nutmeg, German chamomile, and it's formulated, it's like Young Living says, it's formulated for glandular support. So again, anybody can use EndoFlex. And then getting back to some basic oils that really keep our hormones happy throughout the month, let's talk about Stress Away. So yes, I have teenagers, I have college students, I have gymnasts. I have a lot of stress. We have a lot of stress in the house when they start to overthink things. So again, when we're able to minimize the stress mentally, physically, our body can handle things better. Our hormones will be better if we can minimize the toxic stress, if we can minimize the emotional stress. So again, use Stress Away, put it on your neck if you're feeling like your shoulders are going up to your ears. Put it on your stomach if you feel nauseous, because that's where you hold the stress. Put it wherever you feel the stress, because if we can support the amount of stress in our body, and these oils in here kind of help the body do that. Like there's lavender and copaiba and cedarwood and vanilla and akati. They all have a special uniqueness to what they do to the body, but when they're all together and how they react with the body and stress is just amazing, right? So again, how have you used Stress Away maybe during your cycle? Or, you know, we know that, again, how many times have you been like, when you're overly stressed, again, we're not happy, right? Our hormones aren't happy either. So don't forget about Stress Away. And then one more that I wasn't even going to talk about today was lemon. Lemon oil should be in our water every day, especially the Vitality. We can be rubbing it over. I love adding lemon and rubbing it on my feet or rubbing it over my liver because my body has a really hard time detoxifying toxins fast. And I've learned that. That's why I'm super sensitive to different foods and chlorine and all this other stuff. So I take lemon oil with me everywhere. I love adding it on the stomach, on the liver, on the bottom of the feet, in my water, because it's important. Again, we flush out, we're cleansing the body. And by doing that, we're helping the liver out, which is a lot where all the hormones are being processed. And then we're able to, like, even the digestion. I mean, how many times when we're having cramps and PMS, we have digestive irritability or pain or cramping, and it's because we're not flushing and cleansing correctly. So again, sometimes it's just about grabbing lemon oil, especially for those young teenagers that are having a lot of problems. A lot of times it's a overloaded liver, they're not digesting well. Add lemon oil, put it on their stomach, put it in their water. Just give them the benefit of that, help them out a little bit for that flushing, and then happy hormones. Plus, it's like liquid sunshine in a bottle when you just smell it. So again, you can just diffuse it. It might just be all that you need, because oils are so powerful, especially Young Livings, that sometimes we just need to open up a bottle of lemon and our hormones will be happy. All right, because I'm a nutritionist and I support my patients quite a bit, I love supplements. Yes, I love oils. Like I love adding them and learning about them, and I'll show you some references that I grab on a regular basis, because I did not go to school to become an aromatherapist or even know about half these supplements. I had to buy books and learn and read and play with them, and then have some clinical practice and some personal practice. So some things you might hear from me, you might have not heard from somebody else, or you've heard the same things from me that you've heard from somebody else, because I'm watching all of you also. But some of the supplements that I've added to really support happy hormones would be Thiamin. So Thiamin got me out of postpartum. Brooklyn was my sixth baby. I had a lot of, I was graduating my older daughter. So there's just a lot of stress, a lot of transitions. I had lost my dad previously. My mom wasn't doing well. So there's just so much stress in general. So my body didn't react like I thought it would with this pregnancy, because I've never had a problem pregnancy. But after I had her, all of a sudden my throat started itching, and my emotions were all over the place. And then I realized I needed Thiamin, and I would take 2 Thiamin twice a day. I mean, I loaded it up, and I was a different person. So again, it got me out of that stage in my life, and I've used it ever since. It's great to add when your body and your mind are under a lot of additional stress. You know, like coming out of having a baby, coming after, being sick, whatever it is. Our thyroid supports our metabolism, our energy, our body temperature. And Thiamin is more than just thyroid glandular support. It supports the whole endocrine system. When we're under adrenal support, this also helps support all of that. So again, grab Thiamin if you're looking for a natural support. Again, I don't tell people, like, I don't diagnose them. If they're already on thyroid medication, they stay on thyroid medication, they talk to their doctor, but I still might support them with Thiamin and let them know, tell their doctor about it. And then it's kind of nice, because majority of the time they can come off it. So at some point, that's our goal, right? Not to live on medications, to supplement nutrition. All right, and then the second supplement that I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about 3 today, is Endogize. Endogize is another favorite. It's sporadically something I grab during the month when I'm under a lot of different types of stress. So again, Thiamin, like, you're supposed to take 1 at nighttime, just so you know, I didn't say that. But Endogize, I will take when I'm just feeling like I need a little bit more balance. I'm normally not on both at the same time. This one's got B6 and zinc and some adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, even tribulus. It's got the DHEA in here, which also supports our adrenal health. Again, you can take 1 in the morning. I take 1 in the morning, 1 at night. I love it for the fact that there's even some digestive enzymes in here. So again, when we're under a lot of stress, our digestion can pay off or have issues also. Endogize, when I'm taking Endogize, majority of the time, I don't need to take Detoxzyme or Essential Zyme. And I've always noticed that, okay, well, if I'm taking this, and I don't need to double up on all the other stuff. But if I'm off of Endogize, then I'm always adding more digestive enzymes. I thought that was kind of cool. So again, Endogize is one that most of the time you'd be cycling throughout the month, depending on what you need. If you're in menopause, that's one of the things you don't have to cycle. You can probably, some people stay on it a little bit longer. But again, This is a good one to keep around when you're looking for some adaptogenic herbs just to really help bring out the balance in the hormones. And then the last one that's really helped us, more so my girls who've gone through a lot of college stress, is Cortistop. Is again because of their college exams and crazy quarters, and even Jen O'Sullivan says when someone needs a little help because they have the jitters, this is a great one, because when you feel like life is coming at all sides and you just like get very overwhelmed, Cortistop might be something you want to add at that time. Again, it's got precursors like pronolone and DHEA. It's got which DHEA is derived from the wild yam. It's a power remedy for stress relief. Again, Young Living says it helps maintain natural balance and harmony in the body. So you take 1 to 2 capsules in the morning. You can cycle it, meaning you stay on it for about 8 weeks, and then you're going to come off it for 2 to 4 weeks, depending. This is not one that's recommended during pregnancy because of the herbs that are within it. So again, always see your doctor if you have any concerns on what's in the supplements, and that's what I recommend there. If you're not sure what type of supplements to grab, or you want to learn more about supplements, I actually grabbed Jen O'Sullivan's supplement desk reference. She does a great job in here just breaking down, you know, like how to use certain things, what are the supplements, what's in them, what are the ingredients, what do they do? Because guys, I don't know all this, and I have to go searching myself. So the supplements desk reference, 3rd edition is what I have, and I think I have another one that I downloaded on my Kindle. Also, make sure you have your desk reference. This is the pocket reference, really helps support like what oils do I grab for my kid? What do I need to grab for my hormones? What do I need to play with? What do I have in my arsenal that can help my hormones be happy today? Grab your books, look it up. And then menopause essentials, yes. I'm not in here yet, but I'm still looking, learning, and reading. There's books out there that talk about Young Living oils and supplements, and then different times of our life. Grab those resources so that you know how to grab what oils, what supplements, how long to stay on it. Because I know I'm about why, like, you know, why do I need this? How do I need it? I also have the blessing to be able to muscle test, so I'm able to like, do I need this? Why do I need this? Where do I need this? And then I've learned to go back to the reference books and wonder, well, why did I need that? And then I'm like, oh, that's why I needed that. So again, be curious. We are in so many different aspects of all these different seasons in our life. Don't overwhelm things by making it complicated. Keep it simple. Yes, something that worked last year might not work next year. Something that worked last week might not work this week. Rotate your oils, play with it, see what's going on. Grab that Stress Away roll-on ahead of time. Make sure you're using that. If you have more specialized hormone issues, go see a specialist. Like, I have a lot of patients that come see me for muscle testing, but there's functional medicine doctors. There's a lot of other specialists out there that can help you with your hormones. And it always pays off if you find one that knows about Young Living, so that they too can support you with your journey with like, oh, what oils are you using and what supplements, and try to add this versus that. That's a great concoction. That's what I like to do personally. And then one bonus product that I wanted to share because it's blown me away this the last couple months is Clariderm. Happy hormones, ladies. This is one that kind of helps again with our hormonal cycles and things. I bought this one back when I was expecting Brooklyn, and I used it for that post-perineal healing and support that way. But again, it is something I use daily now. It helps, you know, it's just kind of helps that happy marriage life, if you get what I mean. Hormones change throughout the month. Sometimes we have more dryness, irritation, and that's no fun, right? So again, in my mid-40s, I'm pleasantly surprised to be able to grab a product that keeps things happy. And happy hormones, happy husband, right? So again, I hope that was beneficial. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and I will make sure that I go through and answer them. So I hope you guys have a great afternoon, and talk to you later.